In a recent video, I discussed how swinging slower can actually help you hit the ball further. And the concept of that video was really about starting the downswing with your arms first. That seemed to cause some confusion in the comments, with many of you thinking that it was the body that should start the downswing, not the arms. So which one is it? Well, you asked, so I'm going to answer. This video is going to cover the correct sequence to start the downswing. Is it the body? Is it the arms? Or is it both? So the video in question really discussed the topic of how many amateur golfers trying to swing too fast end up swinging over the top. This initial movement in transition moves the club out, makes them steep, they swing across the ball and they lose all their power. That comes from the feeling of trying to swing too fast. And so what I discussed was the sensation at the top of the swing of letting the arms fall down or pull down first, independently of the body. Now, that's not exactly how it works in the real swing. There is still some body motion involved, but that particular drill was designed to help golfers who overly rotate their upper body, use the shoulders to start the downswing and get the club and the hands thrown outside. What you want to do there, if that's you, is you want to feel it's just the arms coming down. But many of you asked the question, well, isn't there a lower body movement or isn't there a weight shift that starts the downswing? And the answer to that question is yes, there is. The correct sequence to start the downswing is that as you're reaching the top of the swing, the lower body, specifically the lead knee and the lead hip, are starting to already just shift the weight towards the target. So done correctly, that would have the combination of reaching the top of the swing, having the transition or the fall into that left side, that left knee, that left hip, taking the weight towards the target, while at the same time lowering the arms quickly enough to keep the club on line. The mistake, as I've already mentioned, is the golfer who's actually moving the upper body too much rotation of the upper body, moving the head forwards on many occasions, and we certainly wouldn't want that. So is it the body or is it the arms? Well, it's really both. It's the lower body starting to move forwards, and it's the arms and the club starting to pull down. So some checkpoints to make sure you're doing both of these pieces correctly. Let me start with the front view. You're going to get to the top of your swing, and because you've got your lead foot flared out, which of course you have because you've watched all of my videos and you're already turning your feet out. If you're not turning your feet out, you should. You get to the top of your swing, your lead knee is going to move forwards first. There's a video I made on this specific topic of crushing the can, which is moving the pressure back down into that lead foot, bending that lead knee and moving it forwards. The lead knee should be outside of the lead ankle in transition. And the best way or the easiest way to help facilitate that is to make sure these feet are flared out. So the top of the swing, there's the knee flex change in the backswing, the hips are turning. As I reach the top, the lead knee is going to push down and forward. That's also mimicked by the lead shoulder just in transition. At the same time, the arms are pulling down very fast away from the body so that the shaft stays on plane and doesn't get sucked into this position where it's pulled too steep and across by that excessive upper body movement. So the drill that I shared in the previous video that talked about swinging slower actually was really about controlling the upper body movement and not letting that get too excessive too quickly. So what we're really trying to do is take that exact same drill where we go to the top, we pull the arms down, at the same time as pulling the arms down, at the same time we move that lead knee forwards, if you want to add the weight shift piece into that drill. I didn't put that piece in previously because I felt like it might be too many things for people to think about. And judging by the success of that video, many of you found that drill to be extremely useful and beneficial, as I knew it would be. It's an extremely popular drill and one that I use a lot on my lesson tee. Just going to the top and isolating the arms and pulling them down on their own will serve to help many of you out there. But for those of you that don't have sufficient weight shift and aren't moving your body towards the target enough in the correct manner, then you can add in this hip bump piece today. So here's the drill in its entirety. Let's go to the top. Let's pull the arms down, isolate them. The same feeling that we had before. And then as we've done that a couple of times, continue with the arms pumping down and moving the lead knee outside of the lead ankle. Moving the lead knee outside of the lead ankle. There's your pull down. There's the drill to get the weight sufficiently forwards and to get the arms down in front of you. Now you're in a great spot and you're ready to hit the ball. That would be the exercise that you would try to feel. Check in at P6 when the shaft's parallel to the ground, that the lead knee is forward of the lead ankle, and from this down the line view, that the shaft of the golf club is parallel to the target line, looking just like this. Once you've done this exercise a few times, you've got a sensation of what that feels like, we can go ahead and hit one. It's great to see that so many of you were so observant that you're watching the video and I'm telling you that the arms are starting down first, and you're saying, well, actually I can see the lower body is actually moving first, or even at the same time, and you'd have been absolutely correct. So that's the way you're going to do the drill. That's with the iron. Does it work for the driver? Let's go see. Hopefully you've seen enough videos by now to know that the answer is, of course, it works with the driver. The one thing I would point out with the driver is that the more emphasis there is typically on hitting hard and creating speed, the more oftentimes people are getting the arms outside here and slicing across the ball. That was really the premise of the entire previous video. So as you move up through the bag and you start hitting the ball harder or swinging faster, then you're going to just need to be a little bit more mindful of the arm part first. That doesn't mean to say that the weight forward or the hip movement forward doesn't exist. It certainly does. So we're going to get to the top. We're going to do the exercise again. Here we go with driver, up to the top. Previously, the drill was to just lower the arms, keep pulling those arms down, and that's still going to be extremely valuable. If you haven't seen this drill before, then this is going to be a great one for many of you. Just pulling the arms down while keeping the upper body static or closed. You see how my shoulders are still closed to the target? My back effectively is still facing the target. But as my back still faces the target and I move my arms down, I'm also going to incorporate the lead knee shift. That was a movement that Sam Snead did incredibly well. He was famous for that sort of pouncing cat, crushing the can movement that's described in many of the golf books. That's a key movement, and as I say, is completely normal for all clubs. So once again, does the body start the downswing or do the arms start the downswing? It's really a combination of that lower body movement and lowering the arms into position. If you can get the combination of those two things right, you're going to be onto a very good thing. So take it to the top, keep the shoulders closed, pull the arms down. Keep the shoulders closed, pull the arms down, move the hips and the lower body forwards. Combine those two things and we're on the right track. Pretty solid driver, straight down the middle there. That was a perfect combination of enough hip sway and slide to get the weight suitably forward and create this side tilt or this side bend that we want to have with the driver. Remember, that comes from the hip slide. That's the weight forward, but it's the lower body that moves forward. It's not the upper body. The upper body moving excessively is the problem. So combination of to the top, arms down and hips forward. Arms down and hips forward is really what starts the downswing. I hope that serves to clarify the drill. If you did watch the previous video, that answers the questions that you had. As I said, the videos proved extremely popular, and by the comments, I'm realizing that the drill by itself was very helpful, but I wanted to clarify for those of you who had the question about, is it the body that starts the downswing or should I just be doing it with the arms? The truth is, it's really a blend of both, but depending on your individual specific requirement, you may need to feel more arms or you may need to feel more body. That's always going to depend on the individual. But in general, arms and body are working together. If you can get the blend of those two things right, you're going to see huge improvements in your ball striking. So I did my best to answer the question you had for me, which was, is it the body or the arms that starts the downswing? And truth be told, it's a blend of both. But for each individual one of you out there, you're likely going to need to feel more of one than the other, and that will depend on your current swing and your typical shot pattern. In order to identify which one of those you need more of, you're going to need to get your swing analyzed by a professional. If you're interested in taking any online lessons, I offer individual online lessons via the Skillest platform. You can download Skillest to your phone or your tablet. I'll put a link to my profile on Skillest down in the description below. I look forward to helping many of you, as I'm already doing out there all over the world, to improve your golf game this current winter. Take a look at my Skillest profile and let me know if you have any questions. Earlier in today's video, I referenced the move to start the downswing, which I called crush the can. This is a topic I've covered in a previous video. If you'd like to learn more about this drill and how it can benefit your golf game, I'd encourage you to click on this link right here and watch the video next. Or you could go ahead and watch the video that inspired this video to be made today, the one that discusses how swinging slower can actually help you to hit the ball farther. If you want to watch that video, then you can go and click on this link right now.